Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the Living One.
Watch out for 666. Watch out for 666.
So today we're going to be going over a bunch of different insert phrases and stuff that would bring us to 666. This channel hasn't done anything for a while. I've talked a little bit about 666, but I haven't done anything extreme. So this is kind of one I'm probably going to put together for a friend of mine, and I'll send it to her in a private email. Anyways, as I've said before, we see a lot of these here. We have God of Israel, illusion, holding a key, a president, Donald J. Trump, vaccination. Here, Joe Biden, beast. These are all tie into the 666 system. The 666 system has everything to do with Revelations chapter 13, verse 18, which says, come on, where are you at? I prefer to use Bible Hub because the Bible Hub allows you to use the Concordance Bible, which gives you more information on each word and exactly what it means and what it's used for. Here's a call for wisdom and the number 666. Let the one with insight calculate the number of the beast, for its number of a man is number 666. So it takes wisdom, insight, it talks about a beast, a man, and a number, which has everything to do with Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, Bible Hub. This is the very first time that the word beast is used in the Bible. It's the first time, folks. God made the beast of the earth according to their kinds. The wool has been pulled over our eyes because you ask a Christian what this is, they're going to tell you that it's the wild animal kingdom. The livestock is the wild animal kingdom. The beasts are the beasts of the field, each according to their kinds. This is why it says, Genesis chapter 3, verse 1, Bible Hub. Now the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field that the Lord God had made. So this Lord here is Yahweh. This is God of Israel. Yahweh is the proper name of God of Israel. And this is where it all starts, where the parable here, let the one with wisdom and insight calculate the number of the beast. Do you think that in a gematria calculator that I could just come in and type in a person's name and, like say, Pope Francis? Do you think it could be so easy that you could type in something like that and Pope Francis is going to come to 666? No, it's done by keywords. What we have to do is we have to find the truth about 666. Now, you got to hang with me on this stuff, please. You just got to, when you take on this kind of information, you have to empty your thoughts, all right, and what we have been taught. Now, this here is the Vatican, okay? And if you can't see that is the serpent right there. This is the inside of the Vatican Auditorium Hall. Well, how do you know that? So I want you guys here with me when I ask these questions or I'm looking for an image or something. I want you to hear yourself what I'm asking and then the content that we're looking at. Images of the Vatican Auditorium Hall. So the picture that I showed you was just the one picture, and I wanted, because that was on a channel of mine that I listened to, all right, plainly that this is the serpent. This is two fangs right here. This is where the Pope sits, okay? the Catholic race. Now, don't get excited because, look, what I'm trying to teach people is that they have taken Jesus, or let me correct myself, they have taken Yeshua, who was a man that was approved by God, who was sent by God, who did miracles and wonders and signs by God, so it's telling you that Jesus never performed miracles, that the Supreme Creator performed miracles through Jesus. All right? Now, this Jesus here is the one that the Vatican has changed from Gnostic Christianity, which is the knowledge of knowing, to faith and hope. They've got you believing in faith and hope. Take a good look at this picture. Let me ask you a question. Why do they have this picture here of Jesus ascending? This is him coming up. Coming up from where? The pit. Hold on. Here in Ephesians 4:9, it tells us, what does he ascended mean? Jesus ascending. What does he ascended mean? Except that he also descended to the lower parts of the earth. The lower parts of the earth. Well, what have we been taught as the lower parts of the earth? What's underneath of us? Supposedly magna, volcanoes, fire, brimstone, a whole nother world that's taking place beneath us. See, Islam believes that jinn exist and jinn are from smokeless fire. This is where you get the word Gentile. Okay? So here you have Jesus. Now, what's peculiar about this artwork here is if you look very close, that there, folks, is a serpent's head in his hairline. All right? Here's Jesus's face right here, his mouth, his nose, his two eyes. He's looking down. He's looking down on the Pope. Okay? And the arms raised like this is also a representation of Baal, B-A-A-L, made into ball, as in baseball and football and soccer ball and hockey. And well, hockey. No, hockey ain't in there. Okay, so now the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field that the Lord God had made. The God made the beast of the earth, each according to their kind. Takes wisdom and insight to know the number of the beast, man, and a number. Beast, man, and a number. Now, this picture of Jesus here. Strong's Concordance, number 2424. So in Greek, they pronounce Jesus' name Jesus. 2424 is his number. Jesus, the Greek from Joshua. Important for you to understand. Joshua, Jesus, son of Eleazar, Jesus, surname Justice. Mind you that Josephet, Iesos, Yahushai, Yeshua, all these names are for Jesus. The translation for Yeshua is Jesus. Jesus is really in short form Iesus, Zeus. Hey Zeus, Iesus is Jesus, which is Zeus. Jesus is Zeus. When you break it down and you do the etymology of the word, and then you break this number down here, 2424, down to what? 66. So Jesus' number in Greek is 2424. Strong's Concordance number 66. So here you have agrios, which is wild, savage, and fierce. What's wild and savage and fierce? God made the beasts of the earth according to their kind. How do I know that I can confirm for you that this beast is talking about mankind. 2 Peter 2:12 Bible Hub. These men are like irrational animals, creatures of instinct, born to be captured and destroyed. They blaspheme in matters they do not understand, and like such creatures, they too will be destroyed. So the question to ask yourself is, what animal on the face of the earth blasphemes? How can you blaspheme? What does it mean to blaspheme the Creator? Let's pop over here to the King James Bible, and it says, but these is natural brute beasts. So now we're talking about something that's brute, and most people will equate this with like a lion, or a leopard, or a cheetah, something that is a beast. Well, no, this is where it gets complex, all right? Let's finish the parable. Made to be taken and destroyed. These brute beasts were made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things they understand not. So the question here is, what can speak? Those in Genesis 1:25, the beasts here, mankind. Mankind, in simple gematria, comes to 66. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27 NIV. So God created mankind in his own image. Okay, this is the key to understand about the revelation in Genesis. Here, if we back this down a little bit, or we come down another parable, we see that the beast here God makes are let me give you a visual on what I'm talking about. Images of troops marching in ranks. Images of the United Nations. Okay, these are all your beast nations. When it talks about the Gentile nations in the Bible, this is what it's talking about. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19, Bible Hub. O Lord, my strength and fortress, my refuge in the day of distress, the nations, this is Gentile. Let me grab something real quick. Gentile here, hence Gentile, also a troop of animals. So, a troop, here, let's finish it out. Nations, also a flight of locusts. So, when I bring you here, these are your troops of animals in perfectly plain sight. You see how I break that down for you? Scriptures and pictures, man. I'll figure it out for you every time. There's a lot going on inside of this Bible that we don't understand. Well, I understand a great deal of it today. I don't understand all of it. Well, I should say that I know less about the Bible than a great deal of it. I know what I know of the Bible about 666 is I have figured this riddle out, and there's not a person on the face of the earth that can deny through scriptures and pictures what I'm trying to present to you. So these are the beasts of the field, each according to their kind. These are the ones that God's saying in 2 Peter here. But these as natural brute beasts. They're made to be taken and destroyed. They speak evil of things they understand not. What does this mean? They speak evil of things they understand not. God. The Gentile do not understand God, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Now don't listen. Look, watch. Now, when the God that's talking to Moses, for he says to Moses, what God is this that's talking to Moses? Because have you ever seen in the Ten Commandments that Moses talks with Jesus? Or do they ever even present to you that it's Jesus that Moses is talking with? And he says to Moses, who says to Moses, what then shall we say? Is God unjust? Certainly not. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. Okay, so the Supreme Spirit can save anybody that he chooses, Gentile or you can call them Edom, you can call them the white race, you can call them the Gentile race, you can call them the beast race, the beast nations. Anytime that they're talking about that, they're talking about the Gentile nations. Nations right there are Gentile. And then this is why you have it over here in the Gentile. So now, with that said, definition of Gentile: relating to or indicating a nation or clan, especially a gens. Okay? A person who is not Jewish. So if you're not Jewish, then you're a Gentile. But let me tell you, you don't want to be Jewish either. Okay? Understand that Israelites are what I would call the elite. This is why the word elite is in the word Israel. This is why the word light is in Israel, because Israel is to be a light onto the Gentile. Okay, I gotta say, look, I love my family. I love my friends. I love my neighbors. But this religion that we've been taught about, Christianity, has changed. All right? It's not what is true in light of the scriptures. Because in Isaiah here, 49:6, it says, he says, it is not enough for you to be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore and the protect ones of Israel, and to restore the protected ones of Israel. I will also make you a light for the nations. Again, who are the nations? The Gentiles. So the Israelites were sent as a light, as a beacon to the nations, to bring us back to the rightful worship of the Spirit, the Supreme Spirit. Now, do I know that Yahweh is the Supreme Spirit? Well, no, I don't. You know why? Because this Bible shoves Yahweh down your throat, and Yahweh is God of Israel. Let us see here. Exodus chapter 20, verse 4. You shall not make for yourself an idol. That's wonderful. Let's get down here to Bible Hub. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or the earth below, or the waters beneath. Up here in the NIV, it says, you shall not make for yourself an image. This is the whole key in understanding the creation story. This God made in an image. Baselmo means to shade. To shade what? To shade our light, because we're light beings. If there's any truth to the Gnostic teachings that Sophia put a piece of her divine light in Adam so that he'd understand his new nature and not be entrapped in a world, why would a God not want Adam to have knowledge of good and evil? I always ask this question. You can't get an answer to it because it doesn't make sense. You think that God would want Adam to have knowledge of good and evil. So, is the God that is telling Adam not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil Yahweh? Is it truly Yahweh? Is it Yahweh? Is it Yadabeoth? Beoth? Yadabeoth? Is that who it is? Is it Yahweh? Is it Yah? See, look, if 4 families were all that got on the ark. All that got on the ark were 4 families. Wouldn't have Noah and his families all been worshiping one God, calling that one God by one name, coming off of the ark? Now all of a sudden we have all these translations of other names. And this is why you have God saying here in Exodus 23:13, pay close attention to everything I've said to you. You must not invoke the names of other gods. They must not be heard on your lips. So then who did Noah? What was Noah's God's name? Somebody write it down there in the comment section for me. So that's my argument. I think that everybody that would have been on the ark would have been worshiping one God by one name. And now today on this plane of existence, there's 33 million different gods, all different sects of Christianity, all different sects of Catholicism. Everything has been changed in the scriptures. It tells you that it's all been changed. Here, Hebrews 7:12 tells us that for when the priesthood is changed, the law must be changed as well. So what was this priesthood that was changed? It was changed from an Old Testament priesthood to a New Testament priesthood. And with that, the law was changed. And then you had Christianity that fell into place and said, now that you're saved by faith and grace. But wait, look. Right here in James 2:24 tells us that, as you can see, a man is justified by his deeds. What's the deeds? Over here it's his works. Okay? You see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. See, Christianity is teaching us that it's by faith and grace alone. And it's not by faith and grace alone. It's by your good deeds. It's by your good works. It's what you do. It's how helpful you are. How kind you are. Are you one that does good acts, or are you one that tries to capitalize off of a person that might not be as smart as you? Because that's what our ancestors have done. They're capitalizing off of the ignorant. Okay? Remember how I started this show off? Huh? How did I start it off? Right here. Jesus says, is it not written in your law, I have said ye are gods? I'm not saying it. This is what they crucified Yeshua for. Because he was trying to tell the people of their divine nature. Of what you truly are. A spirit. A source, a fragment, a piece, a broken piece, a fallen piece, a shattered piece of the Most High. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The metaphor, all the king's horses and all the king's men can't put Humpty together again. We're the broken pieces. Mankind is trying to put us back together again, and we'll never be able to achieve that because the Supreme Spirit has given us a reprobate mind. He has blinded us. He's put blinders on our eyes. Anybody that is worshiping any other God. Now, I will say, a friend of mine on my channel here, give me 1 second. This is one of the channels that I listen to, Anaya Obadiah, and this is what she sent me. Because these are all the parables that plainly say that, so I will make my holy name known among my people, Israel. Israel, again, has the word El. If you break this down into 3 syllables, what does it say? Israel, put a question mark on the end of that. My people Israel, and will no longer allow it to be profane. Then the nations will know that I am the Lord. The nations again are who? The Gentile nations, the Holy One in Israel. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before you. And I will proclaim the name of the Lord before you. Now remind you that the Lord is Yahweh in the Old Testament. The Lord is not Jesus in the Old Testament. This is what you got to understand. Just because they're talking about gods and other gods, lowercase gods, highercase gods, lords and lords and all that, doesn't mean that it's talking about the Supreme Creator. It's something on this reality construct that is an entity that was created by the Most High that's proclaiming that itself is God. And I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. It's funny that I believe I read that parable earlier. Okay, so now let's get into more of 666. What is the number for Jesus in Christianity? 888 represents Jesus Christ. Okay, this number is derived from the Greek gematria of the name Jesus. Okay, so it comes to 888 in Greek. Everything that I'm teaching you, right? Greek, he was 2424 is Iesus. 2424, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 2 plus 4 is 6. That's 66. We're going to go deeper into that. 888, 8 plus 8 is 24, and 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, I told you earlier that when you break 24 down to two digits, it comes to 66. 66 in the Strong's Concordance means wild, savage, and fierce. Strong's Concordance number 12. So the number 12, as in the 12 disciples, or even possibly the 12 tribes, is Abdon, which means destruction and ruin, a perishing. And ain't it funny how they have the word perishing and the word perish is so close to perish? A perish. Religion has the word legion in it. Let's take a look at this word here. Give me a second. I might have closed it off. Look at the word democracy. Okay, first of all, you have the word demo in it, which means to demolish or to destroy. And then you have the word mock in it, because democracy mocks the American people. Okay, all you got to do is change in the word. If this said take the Y and change it to Democrat, and then you take the C and turn it into an N in democracy, and it changes the whole word into demon rats, because that's what Democrats are. They're demon rats. They're crazy. That's right. Close enough to me, folks. So when you really look at these words and you start breaking them down, you realize that we are under a spell. This is why the television is what? It casts spells on you. The remote control, you think that you, like when you get on the internet, or you have one of those DVRs, DVD things that allows you to record all your programs and stuff like that, you think that you're getting to watch all the programs that you want to watch. No, they are indoctrinating you with their programs. They're not your programs. It's their programs, and they're using these programs as a weapon against you. Definition of television: tell lie, vision. Television, tell a lie is their vision. The television gives you their vision of what they want this world to be. It's that simple. So I told you earlier, when I asked this, I said, Jesus says, is it not written in your law? I said, you're God's. Well, what am I trying to get to in all this? Well, Jesus says what? He's the beginning, right? Right here. So Revelations 22:13 tells us that I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. The Alpha is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Why do you suppose that is? The Hebrew origin, the Alpha or the Aleph. And then the Omega, oddly enough, is the finality and is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. So what's this telling you? It's telling you that the Hebrew language and the Gentile language were intertwined with one another, and that those in the province of Jerusalem today are not the true children of God. They're not the true children of God. Okay, they're imposters. This is why this world is in such disarray and chaos, because of those Jews, Jewish nutbags that run the world. Okay, the first and the last. Jesus says, I am the Alpha, the Aleph, the Omega, the last letter of the Greek alphabet, the firstborn. Jesus is the firstborn, and the last supper. Jesus is the beginning. The beginning. What's the beginning? The beginning is Genesis 1:1. In the beginning. Beginning is made up of what? Time. Time is made up of what? 60 seconds, 60 minutes, and 24 hours in a day. 2 plus 4 is 6. Jesus is the end. What's the end? So, the grace of the Lord Jesus be with all the saints. Amen. Okay, and amen means a reverence from God through the Hebrews. Trustworthy. But I don't use the word amen. I use the word a spirit when I end my prayers. Because I don't worship anything that's a man on this plane of existence any longer. I simply put my trust in the Supreme Spirit, the Supreme Creator, the point of singularity. Okay? So Jesus is the beginning and the end. He's the first born. Colossians 1:15 Bible Hub. The Son is the image of the invisible God, firstborn. This is Jesus. The Son, Jesus Christ, is the image. Whoa, 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 wait. Hit the brakes. Pump them. Toom, toom, toom. The Son is the image? Jesus is the image? Huh. Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, to rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, the cattle of the land, and everything that creeps upon the face of the earth. So God created man in his own image. This God is Elohim. So what's the difference between Yahweh, Enlil, Yahweh, Yahushai, Yeshua, Isos, Jesus, Josephet, Joseph? What is it? What's all the differences between this God here? Is this God the supreme God? How can it be? It's saying that it's used of the supreme God. And it's saying that this is Elohim. And what's different between God in the Old Testament and God in the New Testament is the gods in the New Testament are magistrates. So what is America? What have these presidential races been shoving down our throats all this time? MAGA right here. Make America Great Again, which is a 5th degree. Okay? A registered member, what does this mean to be a registered member? It means to be registered to vote. What is an active member? An active member are those that vote. Okay? The 2nd degree is a witch or a warlock, a priest or priestess, a priest. I'm going to show you some things. Hang in. Magistra and magister, which are magistrates, and then a maga, which is magus. Okay? Well, what's that? Let's get to it and I'll show you. So a magus is a member of a priestly caste of ancient Persia, a sorcerer. Okay? Magus, remember what I just showed you, that magus, MAGA, Make America Great Again, is a magus. And that is a sorcerer. And I'm trying to teach everybody about 666. And when you write Donald J. Trump's name down without the vowels in his name, it comes to 666. Hold on. Okay, it's going to start hitting 666 really thick here. I know I've held off a while here. I haven't really been talking about it, but it's getting ready to hit the fan. 666 is coming in on you, and it's going to be coming in hard. Got all my notes ready. Got everything prepared for you because I got to come with receipts. If you're going to make such a bold claim about these gods in the Bible being 666, then you have to produce receipts of your information. Okay, so the Washington Monument is 555 feet tall. When you multiply that by 12 inches, it comes to 6,660 inches. Okay, from one side of this panel to the other side is 55.5 feet. When you multiply that times 12 inches, it comes to 666 inches. It was designated October 15th, 1 plus 5 is 6, 1966, and here you have a reference number of 66. Okay, when you take the abbreviations for Washington, it's WA. W is the 23rd letter of the alphabet. A is the 4th letter of the alphabet, or excuse me, the 1st letter of the alphabet. My head was already moving to New York. Okay, New York is also 666. I'll be showing you all this stuff and showing you through the gematria calculator exactly what it is I'm talking about. Okay, it's said that the Earth goes around the sun at 18.5 miles per second, which is 66,600 miles per hour, while flying through space at 2,843,666 miles per hour. Okay, now, Fox News, images of Fox News. Fox News is 666 because F is the 6th letter, O is the 15th letter, 1 plus 5 is 6, and X is the 24th letter, 2 plus 4 is 6. Fox News is 666, and President Trump said what?
No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible. Your organization's terrible. Let's go. Go ahead. Quiet. Go ahead. She's asking a question. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news. You are fake news.
So Trump was telling you that probably understand that these guys intertwine truth with lies. This plane of existence is the tree of knowledge of good and evil, folks. All right? There are people, look. What is it? Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 13 Bible Hub. So look, we're doing a lot of praying in this world for some evil people. And this praying for evil people has to come to an end because it's telling us plainly, consider the works of God. Who can straighten what I have bent? Over here, King James Bible says, consider the works of God, for who can make straight what I have made crooked? So the Supreme Creator created evil first. I've been telling you that. Isaiah chapter 47:5. I believe I've already opened that. 47, Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. Sorry. I don't need the meaning. I don't need anybody else's interpretation of the Bible. I know what this Bible's saying. I form the light and create the darkness. Darkness is evil right here. I make peace and create evil. So the Supreme God is saying that he created evil. And he's also saying consider his work. And that nobody can make straight what he has made evil. So if you have a rotten child that just doesn't listen, turns against you, rebels against everything that you say, does the drugs and drinks, you try to help them out, and you do. There's nothing you can do for that child. That child was made crooked. He says, I created evil. Okay, how do I confirm that darkness here is evil? This is what's a mind blower for you folks. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 Bible Hub. Now the earth was formless and void, and darkness. Darkness right there is figuratively misery, destruction, death, ignorance, sorrow, wickedness. Right? So when the war takes place in heaven, something was cast down on this plane of existence. Yah-Debaoth. Call it whatever you want, man. Call it the devil, the Satan, the beast, the dragon. You know, this is why darkness is over the face of the deep, because the war took place in heaven and was cast down to this plane of existence. And then whatever this was that thought of itself as a god, it was still cast down. And the Spirit of God, the Spirit of Elohim, plural, this is still something that is being used, that's hovering over the waters. And hovering over the surfaces. Could that mean something like this? Now, I'm just throwing it out there, looking at it, trying to put the pieces together. Am I insane? Am I out of my mind? Come on, am I? And it was hovering over the face of the waters, over the surface of the water. The Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the water. Now, this entity, the Spirit of Elohim, understand that Elohim are Israel's God. Elohim. Okay, that phone call that came in is going to have to cut this short. I really did want to type in some 666s for you guys. I'll give you a few of them, what I'm talking about. Okay, we live upon a Dragonian race, man. Okay, they showed you in the movie They Live. A Dragonian race is 666. Okay. Now I know that this one is a horrifying when you start. You got to understand, folks. I've been typing in catchphrases for years now. Creation God. 666. Well, that doesn't say much for the Supreme Creator, but if it's as I said, and there was a God that was permitted, Revelation chapter 13, verse 15, Bible Hub. Something permitted here. A second beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship it to be killed. Wow. Key word here, something was permitted. A second beast was permitted to give breath. It was permitted to give breath. That means that command had to come from something of a higher essence, because Yah-Debaoth couldn't put the breath of life in Adam. He was trying to create something. Okay, here you have 1 Corinthians 15:45 Bible Hub. Important parable right here, which tells us, so it is written, the first man, Adam, became a living being. The last man, Adam, a life-giving spirit. So you have two Adams here. What's the difference? One is created on the sixth day in an image of God. He's the walking dead. And the other one has the breath of life on it. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, Bible Hub. Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the earth and breathed the breath of life into his nostrils, and the man became a living being. Well, hold on. It said that the first man, Adam, became a living being. This one here would be a life-giving spirit. And this is how you got to use discernment when you're reading the scriptures and stuff. The bottom line is this parable is telling us that there are two Adams because duality must exist. One Adam was good, the other one was possibly bad. And the very fabric of good and evil are weaved within one another in this reality construct that we live in. See, the key here is this God created a man, created him. He created himself. This God created himself. This is why you have, I know that I opened it up. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're here at Jeremiah 16:19. This is the one that I had opened up earlier to show you guys. And it says in the King James Bible, O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come to you from all ends of the earth and shall surely say, our fathers have inherited lies. See, we've all inherited lies, folks. Everything on this plane of existence, remember this world here, let me finish and then I'll pop on another parable, have inherited lies and vanities. This is the vanities of ourselves. We are a vain show of ourselves and things wherein there is no profit, which is the worship of idols. So we've inherited lies, we're a vain show of ourselves, and there's things wherein there is no profit of idols. You know, when you're on this internet and you're watching all the content and stuff that I watch, and then you have Elon Musk talking about what? Dark matter. Dark matter is 666. You see, we're not material, folks. That's the trap. That's what Satan wants you to believe, that we're just flesh and that's all there is to us, and we all die and we go into the ground, done, over, it's finished. And a lot of people have a close relationship with the Supreme Creator. And then others have relationships with everything else. This kind of stuff that I'm showing you should, give you a lot of insight. I'm not saying it should scare you. It should open your eyes to what the beast is, because MAGA, Make America Great Again, end times, is 666. Okay, so I say, Donald A. Trump is 666, Joe Biden beast is 666. The reality of it is that all presidents, that's a president, is 666. So when you vote for mankind, when you vote for them, you give power to that demon or whatever it is that possesses it. Because look, let me show you. The world has been turned over to the hands of the wicked. I want to do everything I say with the scriptures. It's very important for you to see the scriptures so you can follow my lesson. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He blindfolds its judges. Well, who are the judges? The magistrates, Donald Trump, Supreme Court, senators and assemblymen, and courtroom circuit judges and supreme judges, and on and on. That's who he blindfolds, its judges. Why? Because you have a reprobate mind. I said that earlier in the lesson. If it is not he, then who is it? So you got to understand exactly what's being said in the scriptures here. Now there's one that causes a great deal of conflict, and for even me, when I figured this one out, because I've been doing this, typing stuff into this key phrase here now for a couple of years, and I've been studying the gematria calculator before that for a lot of years. But here we have corporate. Why is this important? It's 666 because we live with the corporation. Why do you think they call FBI agents spooks? Huh? Why do you think every aircraft in our military is named after a phantom, named after a demon, named after a devil, named after a ghost, named after a vampire? because we live in a beast system. This place that we live on is hell. And if you bite into what they sell you about, see, if we just stop listening to these freaking world leaders and stop voting them into office, they would go away. That's part of the illusion. That's part of the trick. Remember what I said here, man, that this God that creates man in his image, it is an illusion right there in front of your face. Nobody tells this story better than me about 666 because I figured it out. I've been working on this content now for about 9 years, folks. All right? So this is what it means to be tied up into the system. If you're if you're devoted to the system, to the politics of this world, then you are going to be trapped within this world. No, that's not patriot. I'm patriot. Is that right? Patriotic. See, when you're patriotic, what happens? Which is 666. What happens? Because these aren't humans that are running this world. They're demons. This world was something different, ran by demons. The world has been turned over to the hands of the wicked. Okay? So we're in an evil plane of existence, but there's still rules that apply in this plane of existence. Evil just can't come up on a good person and kill it. That good person had to have done something wrong that he's going to get punished for. That's the way it works. This plane of existence is a karmatic place where you get what you serve. And Jesus even told you. When did he tell you? Right here. It's in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7 through 9, and it says that you reap what you sow. It is a proverb that means your actions have consequences and you can expect to experience similar results. In case you didn't know, all you Christian people that hate to say that karma doesn't exist, that's karma right there in your face. It's telling you. You're going to reap what you sow. So if you rape a person, somebody in your family is going to get raped. That's right. That's the way it works because it's going to cause you grief and you pain. If you don't get sent back to this place and your freaking rear end spread open itself by some freaking rapist. Okay. Eternal life, folks, is also eternal death. It's this plane of existence being born into it over and over and over and over. Man, I was going to make this a long lesson, but I got something else I got to do. I'm so bummed out that call came in because this is far more important to me. A capitalist is 666, and right in your face. Well, here, how can I confirm more with scriptures? Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, Bible Hub. The government's all that's evil, and it tells us, for unto us a child is born, and this is Yeshua born in a manger through the womb of a woman. Unto us a son is given, and the governments will be upon his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Jesus will be called Prince of Peace. Jesus will be called Prince of Peace. 12:31 of John tells us, now judgment is upon the world. Now the prince of this world will be cast out. Now everybody will tell you that this is Satan. Okay. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, Bible Hub. How you have fallen from heaven, O day star, son of the dawn. This is Lucifer. Lucifer is the only time One time the name Lucifer is used in the Bible. It's the only time. And one time that the name, or maybe a couple times, the name Lilith is used in the Bible. How you fallen from heaven, O day star, son of the dawn. You've been cut down to the ground, O destroyer of nations. Again, who? The nations are the Gentile nations. We're the Gentile. We were conned from a smooth tongue that thought of itself as God. Us, we're the guilty ones who thought of itself as God and followed something other than the supreme God. We left, we fell from heaven. We cracked like Humpty Dumpty. We shattered into fragmented pieces. Born into this plane of existence with a memory wipe. Remember the movie Total Recall with Alan Schwartz or Arnold Schwarzenegger? Whatever his name is. This is a memory wipe. Remember the movie Total Recall? They're putting it right in front of our faces. When we're born into this plane of existence, our memory is wiped out. Everything that we knew, that was connected with source and spirit about, is removed from us, and we're given reprobate minds because we followed darkness. We were conned. There might be, more angels born into this plane. Some are returning home. Some of them get off this plane of existence. Others do not get off this plane of existence. They are condemned to this plane for eternity. Let's see. Vatican Hill, 666. Okay. Now remember earlier, I was pointing out that Jesus is 666, and Jesus comes from the Latin word Christos, or this could be Greek. Sorry, it's either Greek or it's either Latin. But Christos in English gematria is 666. And Christos means the Christ. Okay, I've told people for a long time that we live in a game script. This plane of existence is a simulation that we live in, and I can prove that too, but I don't have time. A game script. 666. Well, how's that? How can you prove it real quick? 2 Corinthians 2:11 Bible Hub. In order over here at King James Bible, lest Satan should get an advantage over us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. What are the devices? It's your smartphones, your smart TVs, your doorbell ringers with cameras on them. It's the smart refrigerators inside of your home, smart windows, smart this, smart asses, smart everywhere. That's what it is. Okay? Look, these cameras and stuff that you're purchasing, the ones on your cars, the one in that you put in your windows, the ones at your homes, everything is being inserted with the chip that the government can hijack that fucking camera, take it and use it. Okay? These cameras are not for your safety. It's so that the government can watch you and cast spells over you and everything that is harsh. Okay? I think I'm going to end it with that. So the devices are the machine, and the machine is this. Images of CERN. This is the device. This device here is what they're using to pop a hole in the veil, and they're allowing entities. This is why technology is exploding so fast, because this is a veil. This is a time travel machine. They'll tell you on the History Channel that this is a time traveling machine. This is an artificial intelligent machine. Look, images of quantum computers. It's not the one I'm looking for. Images of quantum computers. There we go. Okay, this is something similar like we live in. And they're telling you that this here is the base reality, and everything that their ascension must come up through these. With each time, what we're doing in this simulation is we're learning, we're being taught. Okay? But what are they trying to do today? And throw one more last one here at you. I got to get to work here. Oh, shit. Come on. AI system. Okay? AI system is 666. And I got news for you, folks. The computer is the beast. Mankind is already merged with machine a long time ago. Okay, this is why they're always trying to get us to merge. One last one, might as well pump it out there. Corona. Corona has 6 letters in the spelling, and when you add the sum of the word corona, it comes to 66. Coronavirus was 666. Also, the acronym for COVID is Certificate of Vaccination Identification. Okay, so, I mean, I was going to go on and on, but I can't. I got to cut out of here. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I hope that this helps you. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the point of singularity. Okay, there is one supreme God that is in control of everything, and that supreme creator ordains everything. If there was ever any such thing as a Trinity, the Trinity that existed was once between Adam, Eve, and God. That connection through source. Anyways, peace, love, and light. May the Spirit of Truth be upon you so that you know what I teach is absolute. This is White Raptor News Ministries.